I say, just watch my live streams as well as more recorded stuff. All right. Thanks for watching. Have a good day. All right, for those of you guys on the live stream, that was for my recorded version, my recorded footage here at my receiver. Let me get a new SD card in my dash cam just in case. Don't want to lose the footage that I just recorded, so I swap out my SD cards. And all right, so now let's get this one live so everybody can see it, not just me. And let my wife know. Also live on YouTube. All right. Let's come back. Should start seeing some of you trash talkers coming on here in a second. Let's get that turned around and we'll get out of here. Oh, I need a semi-departure. Depart stop off 20323 at 0831. Here to the perimeter road, or whatever you want to call it, wherever this road is that's right next to I-15. Follow it down to Cheyenne Avenue. Get on there to Cheyenne and then head toward Cali.
Attention, a new important message has arrived.
Oops, what will come in at this hour? Did it play or not?
Message 126. Important received today at 8:32 a.m. Thank you for your hard work, valuable service and safe driving. March 12th, 2021 was your 3-year anniversary with JCT. Congrats, Brenda.
I never knew that. No, I'm just kidding. Yes, I did. What's up, Matt? Alright, just got through my delivery here in North Las Vegas. Cold Storage Solutions, their phone number comes through as Chautauquas, and their delivery trucks that are in their doors are also Chautauquas, so I don't know it, but the load assignment comes up as Cold Storage Solutions, and that's also what shows up on Google Maps. Just gonna clear my truck here. Yeah. Now that the tree branches looked a little bit on the low side. Alright, there we go. Morning, James. Gowan Road. We're on Civic Center Road, Civic Center Drive, just right on the east side of I-15 in between Craig Road and Cheyenne Avenue, North Las Vegas area. Heading south towards Cheyenne. And then I gotta cross over and then get on southbound 15 and into Cali. Alright, Matt, loaded with Def. Looks like a pretty heavy load there. right turn lane here. Gotta watch this red car because he's kind of on the right side of his lane, which makes me wonder what his plans are. Didn't anticipate it being an issue, but never know. Alright, looks like we got a whole crowd of people trying to get on here in Cheyenne. .625 left on my 70-hour clock. Let's see what I can get out of that. I should be able to reach Vernon without running out of clock, but it'll be tight. Because I anticipate taking about 3 or so hours to get from here to my house. It tends to take about 2 hours to get from my house to Vernon. But if I have traffic delays, it could take a full 3 hours. So that's why I'm thinking I might end up next to nothing by the time I get to Vernon. Yeah, I've done 3 years with JCT. Yay! I won't be needing fuel. Of course, I will have to stop in at the ag checkpoint and weigh station on, as soon as I get into Cali. But we got a crowd of vehicles trying to get on here southbound on the other side of the road. Morning, Corey. Donuts can be nice, but man, they sure do always give me heartburn. Had me a couple of Dunkin' Donuts from over at the Petro truck stop this morning, and it seemed to never fill. Between donuts and pizza too. A lot of times pizza gives me heartburn as well. Then I'm gonna go home and give me some heartburn with a mixed drink. We both fit here? Yeah, looks like we will. I was a little bit hesitant there because I wasn't sure if that other truck and I were going to fit into that gap there together. Well, I also had the cars on to my left to worry about too. Alright, traffic seems to be flowing okay right now, and I'm sure this metering light here probably helps that. I used to always question the point of these meters, these on-ramp meters. I always hated them as a car driver. And once I figured out, no, they just turned it off. Now we're gonna have a problem. Darn out for timing. tuning in. I just finished my delivery here in town. Got my final drop tomorrow morning in Vernon, California. I'm going to just go from here to my house in Victorville first. And do a 10-hour break at home, and then go deliver in the morning, and then do another 10 at home. We'll also have to get this trailer dropped in our drop yard after a minute, because it has some kind of a starter circuit problem. I'm supposed to be running in start-stop mode, but I have it in continuous because in fact, I don't trust that it'll stay on, that it'll restart for me if I leave it in the mode it's supposed to be in. Alright, 515 freeway coming up here, exit 42. So it should be about 190 or so miles from my house, from here to my house, whatever. It's 42 from here to the California line, about 110 from the California line to Barstow, so it'll be 150, and then about 35 or so more past Barstow to get to my house. So yeah, I'll say a little bit short of 180. Yeah, it should take me just under 3 hours. Still have a good half a trailer full of product in my trailer, so won't be able to climb the fastest going up the mountain pass grade, or I think Halloran Pass is not so bad, but Mountain Pass, the one that is where the way station is at, that one, that's more grueling. Extremely difficult to get through, although it always does have some traffic delays here, particularly right here on the between the 515 freeway and I don't know if I'd say Sahara or maybe down by Sahara or Russell or somewhere, and then it clears up and gets moving a little bit better. Then it really gets nice after we get past the Blue Diamond exit, I think, or down in that general area. I just realized they have variable speed limits through here now. These 3 lanes dropping to 45. Those are new. It used to be like just plain 65 all the way through, but the 45 signs must be a good indicator that might have some traffic delays up here. Yeah, look at all that on-ramp traffic there. That'll do it. Having the ramp meters is nice. I think it's a good idea what they did there, though. Especially the way we go around that curve and then don't know that traffic's getting ready to slow down on the other other side of the curve, but the speed limit 45 ahead signs definitely give you warning. Hey, start slowing down because you might have a problem around here.
question if that was a good idea.
just saw 65 on there a second ago, and then it changed to 55. Now, right when I took my eye off and looking else, all right, here's Allegiant Stadium where the Raiders play, right here on the right. New home, same fighting spirit. It's a nice looking stadium. Give it that. And I came through here so many times watching it just being built. 3333 Al Davis Way. What a fitting name. Man, you never even got a chance to see that stadium. If I remember right, Al Davis died, didn't he? Or is he still around? I forget. Someone refresh my memory on that. Those of you guys don't know, Al Davis is or was the owner of the Raiders. So I want to say he died though, but I can't. Maybe I'm wrong. Victorville, on the casa. Okay, yeah, I thought he died. I was pretty sure he did. I was kind of wondering, maybe I was getting a little bit mistaken on that, though. Through my passenger side flat mirror. That's the only way I know somebody's back there. There's nobody else around me, so. And there's a wide open lane next to me. Why? I mean, they can't move over. Just said they're expecting me to move. I don't know why people do that. For one, don't camp out in a way where I can't see you there. Different time of day, and you have no shadow to work with. I'll have no idea you're back there. Don't stay right in the middle of the lane behind me. Go to the left or to the right, or better, like in this guy's case, go find another lane. You don't have to stay behind me. I shouldn't have to move over for you when there's a lane to my left that you can be using to pass me with. This Jeep coming up on my right side right now. I was the one that was hiding back there. Idiota, baboso. I was gonna get off at Silverado Ranch, or is he just one of those morons who likes to pass on the right because he's stupid? Juan Francisco and Houston. Okay, Tengo amigos en Houston. Plaza Charlotte, okay. Estoy descargando en Vernon, California, en la mañana have it set to be public once it's done uploading. It's going to be a scenic drive from Irwin, Utah to Cameron, Wyoming, via Logan, Utah, Garden City, Utah, Bear Lake area, US 89, Utah 30, and US 30. That's one of those drives where I can't get you guys a good live stream view because there are too many areas there where the stream will just buffer because no signal. So definitely a better area for just recording. I'm going to have another scenic drive one that I'm working on. I'm going to be working on actually. Going from the way station in down I-80 in Utah. Just after you get in from Wyoming. Going down US 40 and 189 to I-15 over in the Provo and Orem area. That's what's on tap, and then may have some more footage too. I don't know. I got like a little more pissant stuff that I'll put out. That I'll be doing, like stuff I've seen, whatever is a compilation. I'm still putting footage together for that. I think I'm gonna do like 10 or so videos at a time, and then post them as a group, and then whatever. It could just be something interesting to see, or some kind of lesson that can be learned, or whatever. They got another car right next to them, so they're going to affect my ability to get around Walmart without cutting them off. No, they're not. Come on, go there you go. Awesome, thank you. You got a thank you wave for size. He was paying attention, and he signaled left and went into the left lane once he saw that I wandered over. next to the truck. Get out of the freaking lane. Now I got a crowd of four-wheelers coming up, so I can't just easily get around them either. Discovery? What the fuck is that? I've never even heard of that. I don't pay enough attention anymore to the different models of cars that exist. I wonder how all the old, the models that everybody knew of for the longest time. Why keep making some brand new model, whatever? Where the hell did it come from? I guess it's afternoon now for you by a few minutes. Not a rollover zone. Shut up. Yeah, lady, why didn't you just do that earlier? I kind of expected you would anyway. Suburban sucks. Maybe it needs to be over here in this lane. Is this red car following them though? Because they aren't making any effort at all to pass them, they're just staying right behind them. so that I've seen in barely even half an hour of being out here. Morning, Cheryl. Get some of that chocolate from the donuts out of my the taste of that out of my mouth a little bit. A little bit much for me. Gotta be careful not to eat too much today, because Dora always likes to spoil me when I'm home with food. Stop sitting on your ass and get some actual work done there, Andy. Freaking slacker. Yeah, it's only drive a couple 100 miles. Oh, and I do love her too. Good woman, heart of gold. Come on, Civic, go somewhere else. You're gonna be in my way when I want to get around Swift. Welcome to the world of Andy, where he does his miles based on the revenues that he gets and not on how many miles he gets. Not necessarily a bad thing, especially not right now, the way freight rates have been. First, obviously, I'm in get all the miles I can mode, because the more miles I get, the faster my truck gets paid off. Yeah, I'm on pace to have it paid off in sometime in the latter half, the second half of June next year. Question is, can I ever get my maintenance account balanced back down to a more manageable number, or maybe even get it positive? Yeah, it's okay, Swift. You don't have to flash your lights at me. I know I'm plenty far enough ahead of you. Generally speaking, if there's nobody right behind me, and there's no real reason for me to be in a big hurry to get out of somebody else's way, I usually am going to give whatever space I feel like giving, like more space than what most people are okay with, because I just don't need to be that close to them. That balls. Do ducks even have balls? They have internal testicles, don't they? been a while since I've seen that roller coaster over here at Buffalo Bills running. Because I don't come through here much anymore anyway. I used to come through here daily. When I ran Walmart dedicated, I regularly went up to Salt Lake City 2, even 3 times a week. These guys can't be from California. Or they are from Wyoming. No wonder. It's like, who the hell would be taking a picture of themselves in front of a Welcome to California sign unless they're not from California? People still wouldn't want to be showing off that they went to California anyway, but now I shouldn't really say that. Being a Californian myself, and as much as it has its problems, there's a lot to love about this state too. Surfing in the morning in the Pacific Ocean, and then go skiing in the mountains the same day, and then still get back to your own home at the end of the day. Your guys' ideal vacation? And apparently Swift doesn't think 60 is fast enough. Swift is gaining on me even though I'm doing 60. Your highlight, like a Hawaiian or European vacation or some other area or what? Costa Rica, Caribbean cruise. Free cruise to Halifax. Wow. Dude, you don't have to overreact to me like that, dude. Just because I hit the line doesn't mean you have to swerve over to the yellow line. Don't think I didn't see that. The Nova Scotia, they cracked me up, man. Because we used to fly through there on the way to Europe. I was in the Air Force, and I remember my first time going through there. I asked them what their Zulu offset was. Okay, now my Zulu offset, because when you work on airplanes, yeah, your inspections are all done by Zulu time, or basically Greenwich Mean Time. And wherever you're at, whatever the local time is, you have to know what the Zulu offset time is. You know, basically how many hours behind or ahead Zulu time your current location is, because that's what you document in the aircraft forms. And I remember stopping in there for a gas and go, basically is what we called it. Just stopped in just long enough to get fuel and then get back out of there. And I asked the POL guy there. The POL, that stands for Petroleum Oil shit. Then we had a leaky prop, yeah, propeller. That was on. I was a C-130 crew chief at the time, and yeah, the prop was leaking, or one of my, I think it was the number 3 prop, if I remember right. The right wing inboard engine. So we needed a maintenance stand so you could open up the cowling and see how bad it is and all that. And next thing you know, they bring out some wooden stand that doesn't even adjust. It looks a lot like what we call a B1 maintenance stand. You can look that up on Google. B1 maintenance stand, B-1, whatever. Which basically like a kind of set of stairs, whatever, that you can jack up. It's basically a B1 stand goes from I think it's 3 feet at the lowest to 10 feet at the highest. So you can adjust the height on it to whatever you need it to be up to that point. And they gave us some kind of stand that looked like that but could not be adjusted, and had it wasn't quite high enough. So I remember I had to grab a wheel chock. I mean, even at my height, it was just a little bit too short for me to get to the cam locks on the top of the cowling. So I had to go get a wheel chock from one of the landing gear, put it on the stand, and then stand on top of it just so I could even get high enough to do my job. Got to see whales in the Atlantic. That's cool. That's something I never bothered to do yet. Yeah, there's a lot of times you can go whale watching in California too, but just something I've never actually done. I've seen had plenty of instances of seeing seals, sea lions, elephant seals, dolphins, and shit like that, but no whales, and I've not seen any sharks in person except for at aquariums. Nice to have both these lanes open. Down I'll get the bypass lane at the way station though. Alright, thanks a lot, have a good day. Cemetery for the people of the Titanic is there. Oh, interesting. I did not know that. Alright, so speaking of these checkpoints here, so my TSP groups, one of the guys in there, Border Patrol agent, actually he's retired now, was telling me, I guess my name is like a household name there with the Border Patrol agents who run the checkpoints at off the different interstates. I guess a lot of times they talk about like whether they'll see me pass through because they, I'm like I said, I'm well known because I run the group, and they know, a lot of them know that I'm a truck driver. Or I'm pretty much everybody in the group who's I didn't even pay attention to what sign I got. Fuck it. I'll go this way. I was busy chatting and looking at the back of the guy in front of me. I'll just go this way. Who gives a shit? Better to be safe than sorry. Just busy yucking it up and looking at the back doors on the truck in front of me. I'm like not even paying any mind. I was coming up already on the lane, the thing telling me what lane to use. So better safe than sorry, and come over here. Uh-oh, he's getting inspected. Why is this guy stopped in that lane? Got 10 mile way in motion, 10 mile an hour or whatever. corner into the Halloran Springs area. There'll be a rest area down there at the bottom. 33 miles to Baker, 95 to Barstow. Things are here. It's some kind of a spacer or something. Keep the wires from touching each other, or I don't know. SPO pulling a container. Some of his container porn. Speaking of, I hadn't seen him on here. He must be busy driving or something. Catch up on news stuff too. Have the voice allowed, they play whatever news, and then get the music after that, I'd say. I'm getting a little bit of speed, but not much. Going longer between times I have to jake brake. I mean, what's my ETA? You don't know how far it is from Vegas to Barstow with Victorville?
Daughter earlier this month in Rancho Cucamonga. The San Bernardino County Sheriff's Department said Monday, March 22nd, that deputies have been working around the clock, investigating the case, and they want to speak to the male seen in footage from the neighborhood. A male subject is captured on security video moments after the murders, and in close proximity to the victim's home, the sheriff's announcement says. The subject depicted in the video may have sustained an injury. In the video, posted Monday on the Sheriff's Department's YouTube channel and social media accounts, the male appears to be wearing a cap and a face mask and limping alongside a fence. Detectives came across the video during the investigation into the March 7th killings. Around 3 a.m., there was a 911 call about an unknown problem at a home in the 6800 block of Bergano Place. Deputies found Jia, 44, and her daughter Ruby Meng, who both were pronounced dead at the scene. An injured 38-year-old Rancho Cucamonga woman, a family friend, was taken to a hospital. The suspect attacked the victims inside a bedroom before fleeing through a back sliding door. 2 other family members were sleeping in the home but unharmed. The department asked anyone with information to contact Detective Malcolm Page at 909-387-3572 or at mpage at sbcsd.org. Store shooting is charged with 10 counts of murder by Nicholas Bogle Burrows and Jenny Gross 1H. Police officers walk away from the Boulder King Soopers grocery store after a shooting that killed multiple people in Boulder, Colo, on Monday, March 22, 2021. Theo Strumer, The New York Times. Boulder, Colo. The Boulder police chief said Tuesday that a 21-year-old man from a Denver suburb had been charged with 10 counts of murder in the shooting Monday at a grocery store in Boulder that left 10 people dead. Police Chief Maris Harold read the names of the 10 victims who had been killed at a news conference Tuesday morning. They included Officer Eric Talley, a 51-year-old officer with the Boulder Police Department. Harold said police officers had run into the King Super grocery store within minutes of the shooting Monday afternoon and had shot at the suspect at least once. The suspect was taken into custody with a leg injury and is now in stable condition, she said. Michael Doherty, the district attorney in Boulder County, said the gunman lived in Arvada, a suburb of Denver about 65 miles from Boulder, and that he had lived most of his life in the United States. Gov. Jared Polis of Colorado said his heart ached after the shooting. The eyes of the nation are on Boulder, the governor said at a news conference. The eyes of the nation are on Colorado. Of course I'm standing here, not just as governor, but as someone who has called this community my home for most of my whole life and who has shopped at the King Soopers in Table Mesa many times across my life, he said. Harold said the coroner's office had identified all of the victims and notified their families before 4 a.m. A video streamed live from outside of the grocery store Monday had appeared to show a suspect, handcuffed, shirtless and with his right leg appearing to be covered in blood, being taken from the building by officers. People comfort each other outside of the Boulder King Soopers grocery store after a shooting that killed multiple people in Boulder, Colo, on Monday, March 22, 2021. Eliza Earl, the New York Times, employees and shoppers inside the grocery store described a harrowing scene. I thought I was going to die, said Alex Ariano, 35, who was working in the store's meat department when he heard a series of gunshots and saw people running toward an exit. Talley had joined the department in 2010 and was the first to respond to the scene when reports of a gunman came in, police said. He was, by all accounts, one of the outstanding officers at the Boulder Police Department and his life was cut far too short, said the Boulder County District Attorney, Michael Doherty. Rep. Joe Neguse, D. Colo, said that mass shootings could not be the new normal. In this year of separation due to COVID, of loss and of loneliness, grocery stores like King Soopers have been one of our consistent gathering places, one of the few routine activities that we've continued to engage in as Coloradans and as Americans, he said. It's hard to describe what it means for this safe place to see a horrible tragedy like this unfold. The Boulder shooting came less than a week after a gunman shot and killed 8 people, 6 of them women of Asian descent, at 3 spas in the Atlanta area. Until that shooting in Atlanta, it had been a year since there had been a large-scale shooting in a public place. Police vehicles in the parking lot of the Boulder King Soopers grocery store after a shooting that killed multiple people in Boulder, Colo, on Monday, March 22, 2021. Theo Strumer, The New York Times. For more stories, subscribe to The New York Times. See 2021 The New York.
Why the hell would, why someone does that at all, and then why do they pick a grocery store of all places and do something like that? Some people get picked on or whatever too much, and then they decide to rage later on, but what would possess you to freaking do that to innocent people who are not bullies? If you're a victim of bullying, I can almost see you doing something like that to people who are confirmed bullies or some shit, like having a hit list specifically of people of that ilk, but come on now. Innocent people, why the hell do that? What the fuck is wrong with people? Grocery store, I think one of the tactics I would use if I didn't have a firearm on hand. You're at a grocery store. I can just imagine, I'm by the soup aisle. Oh, let's grab a whole stack of Campbell's soup cans and use them as weapons, and then have get a few different people together. And as soon as they go over the top of the shelves and around the ends of the aisles and stuff, and start throwing them at him, and then he doesn't know which direction the next one's going to come from, so he can never point the gun in any direction long enough before he's about to get hit in the head with one or something. I would imagine doing something crazy like that. Sorry, if there's a chance I'm going to die, I'm going to do whatever I can to fight off the person. biggest problem that people have in those active shooter situations is panicking and then not paying any attention to their surroundings, and then not, of course, having to catch them by surprise, and go after the guy. Yeah, one or two might get shot, killed perhaps, but get a whole rush of them mobbing them, like especially with weapons, like even environmental weapons like that. You can take them down a lot faster. I'd be raging so hard if I saw something like that. If I got my hands on the guy, I'd probably start beating the shit out of him and not stop until the cops pull me off. Fucking bullshit that anyone like that's allowed to exist. Yeah, that is one thing that, man, now a lot of bad people pick their targets based on how likely they are to be able to defend themselves, how to successfully defend against their attacks. But I have heard other cases too, like, where maybe the person was on drugs or something, just whacked out in the head from the drug use, or there's actually a TED Talk for a video on YouTube. I remember watching a guy who said he was almost an active shooter, or basically a mass murderer. Because basically he usually felt like he had nothing to lose, and maybe was gonna, I guess his way of getting vengeance against all the wrongs that were ever done to him, or whatever, something like that. I forget what the detail was, but he was on the verge of planning out a mass killing, and then I think something finally stopped him, and he ended up later doing that TED Talk explaining about what led him to almost making that decision, and how he was prevented from doing it, or what made him stop, or whatever. I can't remember. Yeah, that's true, because a lot of bullies actually are bullies because they get bullied themselves. It's not always the case, but I think a good number. Why do you do that to me? Oh, wait a minute. I know what. I had my Bluetooth turned off. It's like, why the hell wasn't my headset connecting? I forgot my headset was off. I mean, I had the Bluetooth button turned off on my phone because I was in the backer and I didn't want to hook it up to my radio. Let me call back and come on. What's up? Hey Doug, how you doing? This is Scott Zane, and I think I just missed a call from you. Tomorrow morning? Oh yeah, it should be fine because I'm gonna be home at noon or so today, and it's about a 2-hour drive. That's actually even better for me because it's less chance I'm going to have traffic to deal with trying to get over there. And I'm going to be really, really tight on my HOS getting over there if I have any traffic problems. Excellent. Yeah, it'd be great if you can. Appreciate it. Okay, thanks. Bye. Okay. Let me make sure my phone's not trying to hook up to the radio still. All right, good. Okay, so I was the planner. I think it was the planner. I know his name. I've seen him. I can't remember what he does. Okay, my appointment on my final drop is scheduled for 0800 tomorrow, but I guess the receiver is asking if I'd be able to show up at 0500 instead. And, you know, I guess, of course, as I told him, yeah, because I'll be home by about noon today, and then I'll have a 10-hour break down around 2200 tonight, and that'll give me, yeah, it's still an extra 400. Dude, slow down. What the fuck? What the fuck are you thinking? That was really smart. not sure I'll get a reset now, but I know I will be completely out of hours pretty much by the time I get to Vernon. So I'll end up PCing from there back to our drop yard to get rid of this trailer when I'm done. And I'll probably grab a different trailer because this one needs repair. Has that starter circuit problem, so I'm gonna take it back to our yard so the guys who work the Thermal King guy or trigger carrier guy, whatever it is, who works on the trailers at our drop yard can fix it. I'll get a more serviceable one to use for a reload, and then it'll effectively be a 34. But I have really good recaps coming in after tomorrow night, not tonight, but tomorrow night. So it's kind of like, don't really necessarily need a 34, I guess, in that case, but probably wouldn't hurt just in case for planning to get me back to California on the, head out with something, probably to like Oklahoma or Texas or something, and then probably get something coming back, because I have home time scheduled for the 2nd, so won't be able to get very far out. Yeah, I'm gonna be shut down at my house today. I'll be home around noon. And then I just got a call from our dispatch. The receiver in Vernon wants to know if I can deliver earlier than what they already have me scheduled for. I guess they really want my pork.
Attention, a new important message has arrived.
This is probably the confirmation of my new appointment time here, 5 a.m.
Message 2026. Important received today at 10:15 a.m. The act for Alcoa cold and Irwin is now set for tomorrow 03/24 at 05:00 a.m. Thanks, Krisha.
So confirmed 0500 I'll be delivering tomorrow, so even better, because I get this loop delivered early, get into LA before any traffic gets over there, or before too much to slow me down, whatever, and then I can get out of the area hopefully quickly as well and then have an easy time getting back to San Bernardino and then back over to Victorville. Finishing, and then I can spend the rest of the day and then probably into the early afternoon hours on the 25th at home. Almost at the bottom of the hill in Baker, California right now. Got a mile to go to the north end of the Baker. Yes, California is opening back up more. My county, which is the one I'm in right now, San Bernardino, they just dropped from the purple into the red zone recently, a couple weeks ago, I'd say. And so movie theaters are opening back up, and I think limited dining in and stuff. My wife and kids already went and watched the movie last weekend. Victorville, 97 minutes away. Also had an article I played a few days ago on one of my other streams. I think it was that LA and Orange counties were actually looking like they were probably going to drop into the orange category pretty soon, within the next couple of weeks. So So making really good progress on that. Hopefully the rest of the state gets like that, or everywhere actually. It's not going to be good for traffic, but people need their jobs back, and I don't think people should be having to sit around not being able to work when they want to, or living off of savings or whatever else they're doing. Over now before this car decides to cock block me. Too many cars do that, so I do that early to make sure they can't do it. And then it's their burden to go around me or to find another lane to get into. Because otherwise they'll box me out a lot and end up putting me on the shoulder or whatever. So yeah, I tend to move over a little bit early as soon as I see an opening when I'm approaching a lane ending. If you see a truck doing that, coming out of the lane ending before it's actually over, yeah, that's probably why. Because again, we get too many four-wheelers that won't move for us. They'll just look at the front of their hood and not even have it. They'll be completely oblivious to the fact we need over, or they'll just say, "I don't give a shit, hit me." And say, I need a new car anyway or something, right? I get paid by you. The giant thermometer saying 68 degrees. I got 65 on my in-dash thermometer. I'm liking how I got these overcast skies too. It helps keep it from being too damn bright out here. You're gonna have to hurry up there, minivan. You're gonna have to slow down, or you're gonna have to speed up. You better hurry up. I'm not slowing down for you. And I got that hopper truck that was getting ready to pass me, so thank you for speeding up. At least somebody was paying attention. He wasn't really paying enough attention at first, but I saw him looking over in my direction not too long before I got to the end of the run, the on-ramp, and then he decided to go ahead and speed it up, which, yeah, I'm okay with. Like I said, I'm not slowing down. That's your problem. You can either speed your ass up, or you drop, or hit your brakes and get behind me. That's your own damn fault for not paying attention and noticing me coming before you got to the end of the runway, the on-ramp. Once you said the end of the runway, might as well call it that, though. Do I have a mountain to climb going into LA? No, I do not. I have a mountain to go down. Actually, from my house to the top of the Cajon Pass, I have that hill to climb, but it's not a very steep hill. Because I'll already be up. My house is at about the 3,000 or so foot level. Yeah, somewhere in that ballpark. My house is around 3,000 or so elevation, and then Cajon Summit is at 4,190. So yeah, about 1,000 or a little over 1,000 foot climb. Over a course of several miles. About a 10-mile climb or 10-mile route to the top of the summit, somewhere around that ballpark. So yeah, it's not a steep grade. It's enough to slow a heavy truck down some, but with what I have, I doubt it'll really slow me down. So maybe more than below, not even below 50, I would imagine. Then I'll have to go down the steep part of the Cajon Pass, and after that it'll be mostly downhill, all the way down into the Ontario area. Then it'll be mostly flat, generally, and maybe even somewhat downhill all the way from Ontario to Vernon. Maybe an occasional slide up or downhill grade here and there, but that's about it. Scotland Commodities.
Go ahead.
Yeah, one of my friends wants to know if you're Mark or you know someone named Mark.
If what? Say that again?
Yeah, a friend of mine that's that live stream wants to know if your name is Mark or if you know somebody from Scotland named Mark.
No, I'm not Mark, and I don't really know right offhand anybody named Mark, no.
Copy that, thanks. Just to my house, in a car I get from Vegas to Barstow in about 2 hours, and then about 2.5 hours to cover that distance. Manning Transfer Incorporated, Minneapolis, Minnesota. Man, I thought that for a second, I saw that R&L carriers going the other way out of the corner of my eye, and when he was passing by, I almost thought he was pulling a Rocky Mountain double config, but no, he's just pulling a regular star double. Double pups, as we call them. Sizix Road. A lot of I always laugh at the way people try to pronounce this this exit here. A lot of people have trouble with it. It's or whatever. It's like they're just so tongue twisted trying to figure out how to say it. Sizix. There's a hot spring over there to the east of I-15, and I think the owners of the hot spring named that street Sizix because they wanted it to be the very last word in the dictionary on purpose. Because it was like once you get to the end of the dictionary, you can go to heaven kind of thing, and that's kind of the heavenly feel you get when you're at their hot spring is kind of the history on that. He runs Galilee briefly. Okay, I'll probably see him. I see a lot of Scotland trucks, particularly on I-40. You can't miss them either because they have they always have those very colorful trailers. Made with Sizix Road in its name. Interesting. Well, then we've talked before about how Stone Sour did a song called Sizix Road. And I'm pretty sure you guys have all heard me play it before. Particularly in times when we've talked about that road before. Yeah, they do have. I know they do have an influence in Canada too. Because I do remember I see Canada and the U.S. on their trucks and trailers, whatever. I can't remember. It's not Winnipeg, is it? I think it was somewhere else. I can't remember where in Canada they have a terminal or whatever. push comes to shove, I'll tell them, hey, I can always do it. I can have a 34 done by about 1500, and you know, if that helps for planning both out and back. Yeah, I'll be able to do 14. Yeah, I'm planning on doing about a 14-hour break tonight. I'll get home around noon, and then probably get rolling about 2 in the morning. I can make a quick stop at the pilot in Hesperia for reefer fuel, and then run it down there to make my delivery before by 5 o'clock, and then just start piecing back to my house. Actually, well, to our drop yard first, and then back to the house, because I gotta get rid of this trailer because the reefer unit. I think you were watching golfing, I think, right when my reefer started getting an amber light on the status gauge, or status indicator, whatever, over in Iowa. Razor Road coming up down here at the bottom of the hill, if I remember right. Or did I already pass Razor Road, not realize it? I want to say this is Razor Road coming up. Yeah, it is still running, and still running in continuous mode. I did have our night shift guy yesterday morning, whatever, tried to tell me to put it in start-stop mode, and I told him, go read the note that I left in the macro, because I said I have it in continuous mode for a good reason. Yeah, Breakdown even knows about it, so like, read the damn notes. Yeah, Vernon is indeed just southeast, I would say, of downtown LA. Very close by. Yeah, I usually take the route I usually take from my house will normally be the 15 freeway down to Rancho Cucamonga, and then I'll take a 210 freeway west over to the Duarte area and get on 605 south. And then 605 down to the 60, which is, I don't know, maybe not even, probably a 10-mile drive or so. And then west on 60 until I get to the 710 freeway. And then I'll go south on 710, and the second exit down is, I think it's second or third, whatever it is Bandini Boulevard. I usually take that one and then take it across to the west. Customer I'll be going to tomorrow is Alcoa Cold Storage, which I actually delivered to just before Christmas. They're down on the south end of, I think that's Downey Boulevard or something, Downey Avenue, whatever. So if I go, actually I think they're just a block west of Downey or something like that, I forget. It's a road that curves around on, you take the road to the south end, it basically curves around and becomes Downey, or, it goes back to the north and turns into Downey, or Downey's the one that curves around and become the other one, whatever, if I remember right. if you get that door closest to the receiving area, it's more difficult to get into the door. Or if you get in the door that's closest to the street, it's easier to get into, but when you're leaving, it's harder to get out of the lot and get your tenants to clear the fence. And yeah, it was a trio of truck bashings. I think that's what I might have called that video. I remember I did it like on December 21st or something. It was the last load I did with my truck before Christmas, and right before I first turned the truck in for all those repairs. Am I going to want to get in the other lane? I don't know. 'Cause I'll probably lose speed going up this hill, and not much of a hill anyway, but I got 3 4-wheelers here. I might give it a try, but I don't know. He might, especially him being an LTL truck, I think. That looks like a UPS if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, it is. I wouldn't be surprised if he outpulls me going up this hill, but we'll give it a try anyway. Looks like he's looking down at his phone or something. He's not looking at the road, I can tell you that. This abandoned car or someone in it. There are people in it. Should have their hazard lights on. And then the question is, why are they there? Okay, so I'm about let's see, 119, actually 118 now, mile marker. I think this is coming up right here. Yeah, 118 here. Let's see, my exit is between the exit numbers and the county mile markers, it's 109.5 mile difference. So my exit is 148. Yeah, 148, I think. So subtract 109 or 110-ish from that, so 37, 38, 39 mile marker. So that would put me about 80 miles out from home. We're about 45 to 50 out now from Barstow. Yeah, San Bernardino is actually geographically the largest county in the entire U.S., outside of Alaska, basically. I'm surprised UPS hasn't this stupid minivan slows down, and they're passing me up right now. Freaking moron. Okay, so they slowed down, so it made themselves a problem for that white car with the luggage thing behind it. If they would just kept their speed where it was and moved over earlier, hey, the truck's getting ready to lose his lane. You think looking ahead and finding a way to avoid a traffic conflict early would be a good idea? Fucking moron. That's what I'm talking about. People do that shit. That's why, then you wonder why I move over early, because freaking morons like him. And then next thing you know, they flip me off for being an asshole cutting in front of them. Like, dude, you could have moved over. It's not my fault you're too stupid to realize that there's a lane to your left you could have moved into. Or that you don't realize you can accelerate into it to avoid cutting off the car that's over there or something. It's on you guys. Afton Canyon coming up here, the exit for Afton Canyon coming up here right after this hill. I can't remember, yeah, Afton Road they call it. And I think from the other side they call it something else. I've always remembered this being the exit for Afton Canyon though. Down to 40. There's too much traffic here, I can't really do much. Except for wait for this guy to speed back up. here. Now, speaking of fuel filters, yeah, I've been recently pre-tripping mine and noticing that my fuel water separator is getting dirty. Yeah, you know, I just got the damn filters replaced right before, when I was when I turned my truck in for repairs. I don't think I've even done, I don't know, well then again, I've done over 30,000 miles this quarter already, but I've done like 35,000 this quarter, but I remember a good chunk of those were in a loaner truck as well. So I've only done, because I was in a loaner truck for a good, for an entire month pretty much. So I have to think about a good 12,000 miles of the 35 that I've run so far this quarter were not even in my truck. So about what, about 25 or so thousand, we'll say, miles perhaps I've done with those fuel filters, and already starting to look a little dirty. I haven't been watching American Idol. I haven't really, I guess, had as much interest in it as I used to. But I keep seeing these headlines about somebody, I guess one of the contestants face planting on, having a face plant accident. Just how bad was that, if anybody's seen it? This is not US 15, this is Interstate 15. And did you seriously slow down for that car? Why? Maybe that car shouldn't be following the other one so closely. Make them merge with you. If there is a US 15, that would be over the East Coast. Because US and interstate routes, they actually number in the opposite direction from each other. So, so that the interstates, so yeah, 5, 15, 25, 35, and so on, they go from west to east, but US highways, like if there was a US 5 or 15, 25, and so on, they go from east to west, not from west to east. They do that on purpose so they don't have an interstate and U.S. highway in the same state at maybe the same number in the same state. That is actually that is specifically why there is no such thing as Interstate 50. You won't find on Interstate 50 anywhere in the U.S. or in Interstate 60 either. question marks that I think need to be answered. And I was just talking about that earlier, about how I wouldn't necessarily go fleeing in a panic. I'd be trying to get people together and gather up a whole round of like Campbell's soup cans or some shit, something hard like that you can just pelt the rifleman or the shooter with, whatever, and keep throwing them at them from all different directions, and hopefully knock them out or something. And get to a point where you can possibly disarm them. Victorville area. It's never a direct city. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, that's true. I mean, there's a lot of that goes on, and like I go outside of California, and a lot of times I'll tell people I live in Victorville, and like, where the hell's that at? Like, do you know where San Bernardino is? Like, no, where the hell's that at? Like, oh boy. And I'll have to tell them, okay, San Bernardino is about 60 or 70 miles or whatever it is east of LA, and then about, I don't know, about 100 or so north of San Diego. It's like, just go straight to the east from LA on I-10 and you'll find San Bernardino. And then, and then go north on I-15 about 40 miles, and that's where I'm at. Yeah, even, I'd say even when I lived in Highland, I would a lot of times just tell people I lived in the San Bernardino area. Because how many people know about, I mean, how many people are actually going to know where Highland, California is? Oh yeah, it's over on the northeast side of San Bernardino. Oh, where the hell's San Bernardino at? Oh my god. Or also when I lived in San Jacinto. Yeah, San Jacinto, that's right next to Hemet. Most people don't have any idea about San Jacinto, but at least some people have heard of Hemet, so I usually just say, I live by Hemet. And then they're like, where the hell's Hemet at? It's in Riverside County. So you can go find Paris, which is south of Riverside City, and then go east about 20 miles from there. And you end up in San Jacinto. Or you can go where I-10 and State Route 60 meet up in Beaumont, and then go straight to the south from there by 12 miles, and there you go. Hey, how's it going, Michael? Hey, so Mike, we're on this subject anyway. We're talking about how California, a lot of times we talk about what area we're from and not necessarily the exact city. Now, you're living in the Indianapolis area now. How often do you talk to people there in Indianapolis? Damn it, yeah, I didn't end my live stream fast enough this time. I'm kidding. Alright, golfing. Never heard of that place except for Riverside and San Bernardino. But you said you used to live in San Fernando Valley and in Bakersfield? Then I have to ask if you did, how long did you live there? Or how much time did those two cities being almost right next to each other. And that doesn't even include the other, the smaller suburbs of those cities like Colton, Rialto, Bloomington, Grand Terrace, Eastville, Parupa Valley, Redland are a good 600,000 people or so, or well over 500,000 at least. And then you add in all of the other cities around the area, like Rialto, Fontana, Rancho Cucamonga, all the other, a whole bunch of others, and that puts it well over 1 million people right there in that region. Oh, okay. So you've not spent much time in California at all, really. It's you just heard of those ones, and so you used them as examples. Okay, I get it. Alright, Harvard Road coming up. It's we're starting to get into the Newberry Springs area. This is about 28 miles north of the Linwood Road exit in Barstow, where all the truck stops are at. And as I mentioned, exit 148 is the one I usually use. Now I can actually use D Street exit over on the north end of Victorville also. That's more preferred, but there's a right turn I have to make. That's a motherfucker to make if there's traffic in the area. So I tend to not like going that way during the daytime. I'll do it at night or on the weekends or something, or when I don't think it's going to be as busy there. But if I think there's going to be traffic coming off of Superior Road onto D Street that'll interfere with me making my turn, I usually just avoid it and go up to exit 148, which is the Squally Road. And then just take the Squally Road all the way across. Another container for Niche. Maybe this Mobile and the Circle K there is brand new. I don't remember seeing that before. And it looks like the asphalt on their lot is brand new, and the fuel islands are taped off. So yeah, I think it's a brand new place that's getting ready to open. Restaurant. We get together. Retirees once a month for breakfast. Yeah, but retirees, are they all Air Force or other military retirees, or just general anybody like AARP type retirees? And how many of them know much of anything about California? I'm sure you sometimes talk about your own past with Cali and maybe mention some areas. I'm like, where the hell's that at? Carlsbad, Torrey Pines, and Pebble Beach. Yeah, those are nice areas. Carlsbad, that's down on the south end of the Oceanside, Vista area and all that, pretty close to Camp Pendleton. Carlsbad's a nice area. And of course, we talked about Torrey Pines not too long ago. That's our favorite beach to go to. Did he move back to New York? I haven't seen him post much lately on Facebook, but I thought tournament's headquartered in Carlsbad. Didn't know that. Should be just about an hour out now from my house. We're all guys here in Grissom. We're Air Force guys in Grissom. Okay. Well, that's right, yeah, because Grissom is over there, right? Didn't you used to, weren't you stationed at Grissom at one point in time, if I remember right, before you got the March? Yeah, I think I still have Mark on Facebook, but I don't do a whole lot on Facebook except for my TSP group and then maybe the JCT group, and then I might do a little bit of like posting on my wall here and there, but I don't spend a lot of time looking at my news feed before I'm off of there and doing something else. A lot of my time is actually spent on my TSP group, and of course, I don't remember if are you in there, Mike? I don't remember. It's I'm getting ready to hit 53,000 people in that group though, and it could have been I could have like 100,000 in there easily by now. But we actually declined about twice as many requests as we approved. L.W. Miller. Okay, you are. All right, cool. Yeah, because I'm actually working on I just started this morning building an oscillator to help better predict how much to divvy up on my diversified distribution suggestion that I use, that I give to people, how much to put between CS and I funds. Because I've been starting to get a lot of questions from people about what do you think about iFund now, because it seems to be doing okay. And there's actually some validity to that, because I'm starting to develop just the raw data, like how they rank in relation to each other, 1, 2, and 3. And I found that in the last right now, and then I have like a running average, like what is their average rank after 5, 10, 15, and 20 days. Damn, Penske, keep it in the lane. And then I have, then I'm working on trying to figure out how often iFund is actually outperforming CFund over a 20-day period, for example. And over in a 30-day span, I found that iFund would actually had a higher 20-day number than CFund 15 times. So there's actually some validity to having as much an iFund as in CFund at the moment, if you for the diversified. But I'm still working on developing that. I got to do more research, maybe create my own charts with it, and figure out if there's some kind of correlation. I don't know. It might do some correlations or something to figure out when's a good time to recommend people switch and shift money into or out of one fund or another. Yeah, a lot of the guys we worked with are gone now. They all work at DCMA or retired. Like Frank Romberger's retired. I talk to him every so often. I'm always playing what's that? Quiz Up or whatever hell, quiz, whatever. Some kind of trivia game. I'm always playing against them, and he's wanting to always try to play Thug Life against me, but I don't think I've ever even played it before. John Ray is still over there. Actually, I think John Ray's in my old position now. Fred is still there. I talk to Fred all the time. Actually, I was just messing with Fred yesterday on his Facebook post about I don't know which car. I don't know if it was this or 7,500 RPM, like redlining. But he said he was in 5th gear and doing only, and his speedometer only said like a little over 70. So I was messing with him, telling him like, yeah, you know, you probably have another gear you can hear. There's something, I want to get your clutch or torque converter checked out if, it's like, no, the car's running fine, it's just the indicator. Ken Richko, I believe, is still there. I don't know if he still works in the tool crib or if he's out on, if he's actually, you know, if he's in AR or on the, you know, over in the periodic side or what. But I talked to him briefly, I think on Indeed or whatever, and I think he said he was still there. Scott Bidowitz is still there, but he's status quo now. For those of you guys who are like, what the hell's all this military talk, whatever, status quo, Mike knows, but for those of you guys who don't know, Mike and I were both what you call dual status, military, civilian aircraft mechanics. Basically, it's a civilian aircraft mechanic position, but it stipulates you have to be a reservist in the same unit you work as a civilian for. It's basically the same kind of thing as a guard reserve, as a full-time guard position, basically. Get paid civilian pay during the week, and then 1 week in a month and 2 weeks a year you get military. Or plus you can get activated and stuff on deployments and things like that. Good times overall, but it definitely had its headaches too, especially in March. I know Mike will vouch for this. Everybody always hated, especially our unit, and then finally, I guess after the certain people in our unit finally went away, from my understanding, the morale there is way better now than it was for so long. There's so many of us who left there at the time, it was just horrible experiences with that unit. You know, like our flight chief we had, good guy in person, but he's a micromanager and like spies on people and stuff like that, and you just can't trust him. And he's always jockeying for a higher position himself and only putting his own cronies in good positions. So it created a lot of problems there with morale. I heard it's a lot better there. I guess Biedenheimer's up in the, I don't know if, I guess he works over, I don't know if he's a superintendent now or, I thought he works over at the orderly room now or something like that. Or flight chief or something along that line. Maybe he's the flight chief now, I don't remember. He's up there though, and like, and I still hear some of the trash talked about him. He's a good guy, he's a smart guy, but at the same time, I don't really want to talk too much bad about him. He's a good guy, like I say. It's just, I don't think he had the kind of technical experience and expertise that people like Mike and I had. Because he was always kind of groomed into the supervisory kind of positions without ever getting any enough actual wrench turning or inspecting kind of experience. Dan Mello, he works over at DCMA, at least last I heard. I know he had already left for DCMA and was just a reservist before I left. I think he was working over at Palmdale or something, and then, of course, his usual thing, talking himself all up about how he wrote all this capstone stuff and whatever, all this exalting himself kind of stuff. I don't know if he's still at the base in I've never seen him say one single thing in there, but I know he's in there, or he was at least. I think maybe he's in there to could be spying on me or something, or I don't know, maybe he's just kind of curious, or even possibly even wanting to see things work out for me or something. Who knows? And I'd like to say that's the case, and so he's a good guy off duty. But man, oh god, I hated working for him. Everybody did. I kind of wonder actually if he's on the spectrum also. Yeah, there are a lot of people around that. Yeah, you kind of wonder maybe or maybe Aspie's or autistic or something. You never even realize it because it's not a very it's a cool paint job on that sweet sleeper truck going the other way. There's I guess a lot of ignorance about autism. A lot of people don't know anything about autism, or they hear all these different things about it that make it out like it's a bad thing to be autistic, and it's not. I mean, I have very strong reason to believe I'm an Aspie myself, or Asperger, which is a high functioning form of autism. And I just see it as people have certain personality traits and certain tendencies with their, maybe their social skills or things that interest them that are, I would say, just. And I sometimes suspect that Jerry might be that type also. Yeah, 8 years for you, and now 5.5 for me. I retired in July of 2015, so it's hard to believe. And now, Mike, I know you can relate on this too. Did it get weird for you also when it got to a point where you had coworkers who were born after you were like not even born until after you had already enlisted, started your Air Force career? Because I was just starting to see some people like that when I was retiring, and I just stayed the minimum 20. So I mean, you were there for what, 30 plus, something like that. So you had a lot more opportunity to encounter people who were not even born yet the day you first enlisted, and then you end up working with some of these people. It's kind of weird to me, I guess. That's one of those you're not so young anymore. Holy shit, man! You're only 18 now, man. I've already been in for 20 years, and you weren't even alive yet when I started. All right, Fort Irwin Road. We're almost to Barstow. Very next exit will be the old Highway 58. About 10 years ago, somewhere in that ballpark, it's give or take a few. Highway 58. If you had to go to Bakersfield from here, you used to have to use this exit coming up, and then take it across, and then you'd have to go through, make a couple of turns right there on Irwin Road. You're basically a left turn onto Irwin Road, and then a right back onto 58. And it was all 2-lane road all the way from there, pretty much to Kramer Junction to 395. And of course, about 10 years ago now, they opened up that new section of 58 that'll be right before I get to Linwood Road on the south end of Barstow, that everybody uses now. Alright, I'm gaining on these guys, but again, almost to the top of a hill, and I know most of these guys were pulling away from me before, so going to kick back here. So once we get over the top of this hill coming out there, I'm just going to get hung out to dry in the middle lane. here or there where fathers and sons, or fathers and daughters, or mothers and sons, or whatever, well, they work together. Or you work with both of them or something, and like Warren Baker. Speaking of him, I don't know what he's doing. I don't know if he's still there at the shop or working for DCMA or somewhere else. But his son Zachary, remember, he used to bring his sons in so many times when they were always like behind a grasshopper or whatever. Or, maybe 10 and 12 or 8 and 10 or whatever. Why are you suddenly coming over now? Because you realize going down the hill, those guys are going to speed up. Because you weren't smart enough to figure that out before you crested the hill. Which is why I never got past them. Alright, old 58 coming up. Now this guy's in my way. What is this guy doing? I kind of expected these guys were going to speed up more than this, but they're not. So Warren went to DCMA before you left. I didn't know that. Oh yeah, I think I do remember that. Michael, you retired from the Navy after 22 years, I think you said. Brother was on your dad's ship. made everybody go to? Or did that happen after you left? So I remember when I did that thing, and they were talking about the different generations of people and what their, I guess their statistical tendencies were. You know, like personalities and in professional lives and stuff. And, you know, and like even like with investing too, like a lot of millennials were afraid to invest in the stock market because their parents and, you know, Generation X parents had mostly been through two very bad recessions, and saw how their family struggled because of the stock market drops. So it made them terrified to touch the stocks. But a lot of them are also well educated. A lot more college degrees out of millennials than out of Gen Xers. But a lot of the millennials were also living at home with parents a lot longer too. Whereas Gen Xers were more apt to build their own nest in their early 20s or something. At L Street in West Main. This used to be a different configuration here too. Used to be there would be this flyover ramp that would go down over here to the right, and down here right by Main Street there used to be a truck stop there called Husky Truck Stop. Yeah, got a truck right behind me, but I see this one coming up on the ramp as well. And I'm gonna need over anyway. There's Highway 58 exits coming up here, and that lane's gonna turn into an exit only to 58. Ego, IMG Freight. Is he looking at him? Am I staying live the entire way? Yes, I will be live until I park my truck. Squeevis was born on the same day as you. You're talking about Micah Squeevis, right? From Sheet Metal? He was born in Oxnard, and I think he was from Santa Ana or something. Oh, okay. Now, that was another really smart guy. I guess I heard, if I remember hearing right, he would do like math problems and stuff just for fun during his like lunch breaks. Like that. Hey, how you doing, Dad? Man, I literally just passed right by your guys' neighborhood not even a minute ago. Passing by Highway 58 now. I'll be shut down at the house. Got an early morning delivery in Vernon at 0500. You gotta get by me before I catch you. Saw someone else back there too. Where you at? I see someone through my hood mirror. I can't see them. I would say I couldn't see them through my other mirrors, but I can see them through my hood mirror. Alright, 0500 in Vernon, and then I'll be completely out of hours to work with until the following day. So it'll be about a 14-hour break at home today. Go make my delivery in the morning, and then personal convey back to my house again tomorrow morning once I'm empty, and then sit till what's that, Thursday? Today's Tuesday, right? Yeah. Oh, you've been following me ever since Vegas, alright. I wasn't sure if you were paying much attention after some of my friends scared you off the other day. That shit, I thought it was kind of amusing in a way. I'm like, come on, Dad, you used to work at Santa Fe. You know how R-rated some of the chatter can be there with guys messing around, bullshit with each other. just under 3-0 now to the exit that I'm going to use. Got 3:29 left on my clock. So yeah, it's going to be just a hair, maybe a couple of minutes under 3 hours left by the time I get off the freeway. And take at least a good another 10-15 minutes or about 5 minutes or so getting across, and then I'll say I'll probably have about 240 to 245 left. There's this got a blue KW coming at me. 4182 Echo. That number sounds very familiar. I don't know who it is, but it sounds familiar. Oh, and by the way, if anybody's interested in JCT but doesn't want to be a lease driver, we actually are hiring company drivers now. It just started a few weeks ago. Starting pay is 45 cents a mile. I know it doesn't sound like the greatest. As far as mega carriers are concerned, it's actually very competitive. Right in the same ballpark as what most of the big carriers are actually willing to pay. 45, and then it tops out at 51 a mile. So again, it's not the greatest, but it's not bad. And you guys see what kind of miles I run and how much I enjoy it here. down in Buffalo, why not just take, well, maybe I'm surprised you didn't just take US 59 up through, you know, up from like over by Spring, over that area, not too far north of Houston, up, you know, up through like Center and Carthage, and work your way up to, you kind of start cutting your way up in that direction, up toward Texarkana. Of course, it's a lot of U.S. highway that way, but it sounds like you're still taking U.S. highways. I'm kind of wondering what is the shortest route there to St. James from there. Western Express truck I saw earlier. Performance team. Yeah, it is IWX. Right. Okay, so that's the route your company actually wants you to go. Okay. Yeah, I used to use 75 and 69 a pretty fair amount with CRA, but so I used to do a lot of loads into and out of Laredo from like Ohio or Indiana or whatever. Yeah, usually it'd be like fiberglass parts. I remember some place up northeast of Fort Wayne. I can't remember that town up there, but I would always pick up some kind of fiberglass stuff up there and then take them down to Laredo, or I would go to Ashtabula, Ohio. Yeah, up there by Lake Erie. North of, yeah, between Cleveland and Erie, Pennsylvania. Pick up there, and then it would be Corvette parts. And then, yeah, fiberglass stuff there for Corvette, and then they'd send them down to Mexico to get whatever done there. And then, of course, once they were done there, they'd get sent back to Bowling Green to assemble the cars. people when we first moved over to that hangar after they rebuilt it or renovated it, whatever. Mike, you probably remember this. holes in them so you can clearly see inside the lockers who had what in there. And so one day, as a joke, Josh intentionally bought a blow-up doll and blew it up just to put it on display in the locker for no other reason than to do that. And of course, sure enough, within a couple days, the flight chief was in there giving him shit about him having a sex toy in his locker. I guess his groom or whatever, I guess you would call it, is getting married to a guy, or did, or I don't know. Now I remember him posting an update about it, then I hadn't seen anything at all from him for a while, and then I finally started seeing stuff from either him posting stuff or commenting on mutual friend stuff more recently, so I thought maybe he had taken a break from Facebook or something, I don't know. I just saw him posting not even a week ago about how he sold his boat. And oh, sad as you go. And then yesterday he was doing something to some other boat. I'm like, wait, I thought you sold your boat. And or did you just sell this one because you got this, the other one because you got this one? So yeah, that's what he told me, and he upgraded to the one that he has now. Yeah, he really is the master of sarcasm. Now, I'm not the greatest at picking up on sarcasm. I do pick up on it sometimes with some people. Especially if I know a person and I know they have sarcastic humor tendencies, then I'm more conditioned to start looking for that kind of thing out of them. But sometimes there are people out here who use sarcastic humor, but are really being condescending, and it's not funny at all. And or people, and it's not necessarily their normal form of humor, and it's just they just got some smart ass asshole kind of thing to say. And I do sometimes pick up on it. If you think that's funny, then you're out of your mind. It's you don't have any idea how much you're just a fucking whiner is what kind of your sarcasm is. Just you're being a whiner is all it is. But yeah, Josh, he's more of a kind of a smug, smart ass kind of thing, I guess. And it's never like in a whiny kind of way. It's more of a let's make a game out of this kind of thing, which I've always appreciated about him. It's you never know what kind of interesting humor you're going to get out of him with that. Right here. Well, I'm already coming up on Dale Evans Parkway. I'm going to be home not too long after noon. It should be parked around not too many minutes after noon, maybe 12:05 or so. Take a wild guess, 12:05, 12:10. If you're trying to let Kelly know, just send her the link to my stream so she can pull it up, and she'll see right away where I'm at. Just give her the link to the stream, and then she can always pull it up and see where I'm at. Shit on me, Van. Thank you. Say, don't try to cock block me because you'll lose. But yeah, thankfully they signaled and moved over to the left as soon as they saw me signal and left. And he was Johnny on the spot too. As soon as my thing even flashed one time, he was signaling left. Why the hell would you try to pass that van on the right? hope you're getting off at Dale Evans Parkway. But no, you're too stupid to pass on the left where you're supposed to pass. Let's go to the lane where the freaking truck, where the van is gaining on the truck. Because we're a freaking dumbass, don't know how to pass on the correct side of other people. Curacao, Los Angeles. So I helped out on an accident when I was in the Walmart fleet. I'd just gotten over the Cajon Pass. Starting to getting into the Oak Hills area right there at the top of the pass, and there was a white Honda Civic that was off the side of the road. Dust had all flown up and all that, and the hood was up, but I didn't catch on until I was a lot closer that the hood was up because they were in an accident. I thought the hood was just up like they had some kind of problem with their car or something, and basically what ended up, long story short, is the Civic driver actually rear-ended one of those Curacao drivers. I didn't know that the Curacao driver was involved till after they'd already gotten the guy to the hospital and all that. He was lucky he survived because it was a pretty good hit. It actually knocked him out, and then his brother in the passenger seat was outside the vehicle by the hood. And when I was starting to pass by and he saw me looking at them, that's when he started frantically waving at me to stop and help. So I pulled over. Turned out, because I saw another truck further up the road, but I didn't think there was a connection at first. Because the car, I thought maybe it looked like it might have rolled on its own or something. And I called 911, started getting over to the Honda, which was like a good quarter of a mile behind me. And the guy in the passenger seat comes like running up full speed toward me, and like, you gotta help me! My brother stole the car. He's unconscious and all at him. It's like, great, this isn't good. I gotta show up and see a dead guy in the driver's seat now, so I'm letting him know, letting the dispatcher know what's going on, and he goes running back to running frantically back to the car. The next thing you know, his brother, I guess, came to and started to climb back out the car through what used to be his windshield. And I think he had a bit of a headache, a concussion, and he had a cut on the back of his head, kind of not too far behind his ear, I guess. On his left side, but not right behind his ear, but not like way on the back of his head either. And I remember he realized he saw his car and he was like, my car! I go, shit, forget about your car, man. Just be thankful you're even alive with whatever the hell happened. I thought he was a rollover. But it was after the cops all showed up and he got taken in the ambulance to the hospital and all that. I'm walking, the cops released me. I go back to my truck, start policing up my triangles. The next thing I know, this guy's walking along the side of my truck and coming back to talk to me. And I'm like, where the hell did this guy come from? And it turned out he came from the Curacao truck that was parked at least a good quarter of a mile ahead of me, and he walked back from his truck to mine and told me what happened. He said, I was doing about 60 miles an hour, and this guy just smashed right into the back of me. Like, damn. Starter Bells exit, one with Bell Mountain. started wells exit, where the high-speed rail project is supposed to, you know, the Victorville to Las Vegas high-speed rail project, it's supposed to start. It's supposed to run right in between the north and southbound I-15 lanes. I only got 56-degree weather here. It's a little on the cool side. Victorville city limit. Now, I was just talking to a person in, I'm in a particular Sierra England group still, since I used to drive for them. A particular group for them that, you know, they still allow former drivers to be in. And there was a guy in there, he saw that I mentioned in, because everyone was asking, where's everybody from or whatever, and so I mentioned I live in Victorville, and this guy says, oh, I used to, I think he said he used to live in Hesperia or something years ago. There's a cab over here. I guess that's Cortez or something like that. But yeah, he was wondering if that truck gets stuck over there. There's a pickup over there. It looked like the rear tires might have been stuck in that rut. I think it was abandoned. Interesting. Anyway, he asked me, has it grown much there? And I go, oh yeah, a lot. Told him Victorville has 120,000 people now. And, you know, back in the day, Victorville used to only have maybe 10,000 people. It used to be smaller than Barstow back in the 80s. And then around the time they built that Victor Valley Mall in the, what was it, late 80s, early 90s, whatever it was, early 90s, Victorville was starting to grow and it actually got bigger than Barstow. And now it's 120,000 in Victorville, about 94,000, I think it was, in Hesperia, and about 70,000 in Apple Valley. Those are all three cities that are right next to each other, or you know, the valley there. And then they got Adelanto over by George Air Force Base, and that's actually grown to about 35,000 now. Mike Gold, right there, he used to be stationed at George. I think some of the other areas, like Phelan, I don't know how many people live in Phelan now. That's not exactly, I put it up right up against Victorville, Hesperia, Apple Valley. I mean, Adelanto was right next to Victorville, so we kind of count that, but Phelan, you gotta go out a little bit, you know, out across Main Street in Hesperia, across that road, and Main Street turns into Phelan Road. You know, I gotta drive a good 10, 15 miles, whatever, and then you're there in Phelan. I don't think that town is that large yet, but it has grown. Even that area has grown some. Okay, this exit here, D Street, is where I would normally like to get off at, but I don't want to try to make that right turn onto Hesperia Road with my truck at this time of day. As I say, there's traffic on Hesperia or one of where I went from Chicago to Waterloo. It's about roughly 6 hours into that stream, or I also did a separate video where I extracted that part of it. Just basically getting off the freeway there in Waterloo, and the whole time I was at the Tyson plant in Waterloo. You can see that also as a separate video. Yeah, this guy was completely clueless, and I perhaps because there was, I'm willing to bet you there was a bit of a language barrier there, because he had a pretty thick accent. What kind of accent would you say? I don't know if he was from Africa or from the Caribbean or something, but I'm guessing one or the other. It sounded like he spoke pretty decent English, just with accent though. With a very noticeable accent, whatever. There was that one point where I was telling him, just pop your brakes and come back over here. The next thing you know, he set his trailer brakes, and then he's trying to move his truck back and forth, and like, what are you doing? It's like and I was trying to tell him, get out of your truck and walk back here, and there he was still trying to move his truck, even when I was trying to explain that to him. Oh my God, it was pretty bad. And add in the fact that he'd only slid his Thames one time ever, and is that the only car on the ramp? Yeah, looks like it, thankfully. Oh, nice. They're actually adding an acceleration lane here. It's badly needed. I hate this interchange here. I cannot stand driving past this interchange here in a truck. Yeah, but it looks like they're adding in an acceleration lane finally, where it'll be safer for us. Now, that in that he had issues with his trailer, his air ride leveling valve was pissing out all of the air that his trailer had as soon as he set his brakes, practically. So that was making it very difficult for him to get his tandems to slide. That was the whole reason I even got out of my own truck to help him, because I could tell that he was having some kind of difficulty, because I'd seen him like 3 different times setting his brakes and getting out of his truck, setting his brakes and getting out of his truck. Like, what the hell's going on here? Alright, here's my exit here, Nisqually Road. La Mesa Road goes to the west, and Nisqually goes to the east. This is one of the few exits where you have 2 left turn lanes, and I'm going to use the inner one, and only because I know the exit. Generally, you always use the outermost lane in a truck. But this one here, I know I can use the inner lane and not interfere with the traffic in the outer lane, because I gotta make a left turn immediately after I get onto. This is going to be a left turn onto Amargosa Road, and then it'll be a left turn onto Nisqually, and I can get my tandems to clear this island right here and not even put my tractor in the. Don't have to use the adjacent lane. See, didn't even touch the curb, and my tractor never even went near the other guy's lane. Alright, left turn here. It's right at noon local time now. It's actually 12:01. 2:59 left on my clock. Yeah, but I did notice, because I got a little bit mixed up on I-35 versus I-29, and stupid reason I told him, yeah, you can stop in Council Bluffs at the TA. Yeah, he was taking a load to Laredo, and I was like, why did I tell him Council Bluffs? He's not going anywhere near Council Bluffs on that route. So I'm just waiting for someone to say something about that on my on the video. Like, why would he go through Council Bluffs when he's going from Waterloo to Laredo? Laredo. Like, yeah, I figured that out after I said it. I don't know where all the good places on I-35 are, but Des Moines has they have that Love's, but I don't know if they even have a shop there. They have a Pilot also. But in between Des Moines and Kansas City, I know there are places down that way. I don't know that route well enough, though, to remember what exactly is where and who there actually has a repair shop. They're building probably another gas station or something right here. Yeah, I think it was a gas station. I think I remember they were talking about building that before. How's it going, G? Alright, that's Squally and Ball. I'd say about a couple miles from here to where I'm going to shut down. Trying to turn or something. Is that why you're only doing 30? Because I can't get around you because there's too many other cars around. But I'm not interested in doing 35. And I'm still gaining on you. Come on, dude, what the hell's wrong with you? And he's all over his lane on top of it. Yep, I just saw him looking down. Or tilt his head down and back up, so I think he is playing with his phone. Or could be reading, eating or something. Yeah, he's eating. But I can see his mouth moving like he was eating. Alright, 7th Street coming up. We're going with the traffic here. Might as well just stay in this lane. I'm gonna need this lane anyway when I cross to get across Hesperia Road. Kia Telluride. See, there's another one. I've never even heard of that damn car before. I don't look at the model, the models of these cars very much anymore. Look like you have a Ford front end on it, if that's a Mack. Yeah, it's like a F550 or whatever. It's not a freaking Mack. Oh, that's funny. Mack mud flaps on a Ford utility truck. Alright, 3rd Street here I just passed. St. Thomas, he was hydraulics guy in our unit. He drove one of these. Real nice guy. He's actually taller than me. What is he, like 6'6", something like that? I forget. Alright, 1st Avenue, and then the next one up here will be Hesperia Road, where I need to absolutely be in this lane. And right on the other side of Hesperia is where we'll be parking. that's, yeah, it must be Kelly, because you're saying you're on your way. What did it say your name was? Beds are burning or something? I didn't quite catch what it said. Alright, Kelly, there's plenty of room right here. I might park right behind the white pickup that's facing toward the railroad tracks. I might get turned around if there's, I can't tell, I might have room there to turn around and park over here next to Chevron though. Alright, Dad, we'll see you later. There's a Jeep parked between that bobtail and there might be room to park a truck there, but I'm going to go ahead and just park back here behind this white truck. Oh yeah, there's lots of room there. You know what? Turned around here. I can go down to the end of the street or just run my four ways here. There's nobody coming here anyway. And do a parallel park up here between these guys. That way when I'm ready to leave, I'm already facing the tandems are still sitting too far out, so I'm going to do a parallel park. Okay, straight back until my tandems get close to the curb. Now hard right. Start watching my drive tires back there. Now hard left. Oh, looks like I'm a little bit... Drive tires are going to hit the curb a little bit too soon. But it had to work.
You have 2 hours and 50 minutes of remaining drive time.
Alright, this is all wrapped up here. Okay, it's gonna be a wrap for this one here. Let's see what else. Make sure I didn't miss anything there. Nope. There we got Lisa. Good old movie. Oh. Speed, Jack and Annie been. Oh, okay. You're talking about the Keanu Reeves movie, Speed, I assume. Okay. I'm saying I'm home. Just an update for you guys. I will be delivering tomorrow morning in Vernon at 5 a.m. So I'll probably leave here about 2 and head over to Pilot, get reefer fuel because I'm going to be out of 70-hour time by the time I get to my receiver. Then I'll run it. I'll fill up in Hesperia, just a reefer unit only, and then get down there early in the morning, so I don't have to worry about dealing with traffic. Getting there between 4 and 5 a.m. There's going to be plenty of traffic out there, but it'll be moving just fine. So there should be, unless some idiot happens to have an accident, which I wouldn't put it past. We're one of the worst in the country with that. In fact, I just saw a stat yesterday that the 5 cities with the highest fatality rates per 100,000 people, San Bernardino's number 5. Detroit's number 1. I want to say Chicago was in there. I can't remember what else. I looked it up because I was curious, because I actually swear that we have the worst drivers in the country here in Southern Cal as a whole. Horrible habits. I'm actually surprised that San Bernardino is only 5th. I don't know, whatever the case. Anyway, I'm gonna go ahead and wrap this up. And don't really plan to be streaming in the morning. May put some recorded footage up there and record the footage though, so I can get that posted. But probably won't be live streaming until after I've done what's probably gonna end up at 34. Actually, I was mentioning. There are my hours. I get nothing back tonight, but then I get a couple of 11 and 10, whatever, then an 8 something, and then 11s. So, really good looking recaps overall, and I have been running hard. I was up to over 3,900 miles in a 7-day period a couple days ago, and then I think I was still well over 3,800 as of yesterday. So, a lot of good miles, and this is running completely legal logs, so I know some people be watching. That's it? You know, I run like 4,500, 5,000 or so, or even over 5,000 a week. Yeah. You're not doing that as a solo truck running 100% legal logs, though, I guarantee that. Yeah, you run 100% legal logs and running the speed limit, it's impossible to run those kind of miles. Yeah, these are for a 70-mile-an-hour truck. These are really, really good miles. I usually expect to get about 3,400, 3,500 on a decent week. So 3,900. I've even seen a little over 4,000 out of a whole 70-hour clock, and those are really good miles for within a single 70-hour period with my truck and my 100% legal logs. So. You can get, the miles are definitely here for us. Yeah. Alright, so I also want to reiterate, we do have company driver positions now, so if people are interested in our company, but you just don't want to be a lease operator, well, now here's your chance. You have a chance to come to us and actually be a company driver. So if you guys have questions about that, send them my way, whatever, and I can always, if I don't already know the answer to it right now already, then I can always try to get an answer. Alright, so that's all I have. We'll see you guys probably Thursday or something, or Friday, I don't know. We'll see. Alright, thanks guys again. We'll see you guys later.